So, here we are. After 18 chapters of chaos, philosophy, and some really deep questions, we've made it to the end of the Bhagavad Gita. You'd think there'd be this huge booming finale, right? A big crescendo. But what we actually find is, well, it's quiet. A surprising kind of silence. And that's the real mystery we're going to explore today. What's left when all the teaching is over?
This one idea is the absolute key to the whole thing. The entire journey, with all its twists and turns, it isn't designed to load you up with more rules or more things to believe in. It's actually the opposite. It's designed to leave you with less conflict, less confusion, and in the end, just a really profound sense of clarity.
What's really striking is what's not there at the end. Krishna doesn't lay down some final list of commandments. There are no threats about what will happen if you disobey, and there are no promises of some big prize in the sky. All of that just falls away. So if it's not giving us rules, what is it giving us?
This is what's left. The whole dialogue was basically a process of putting a person back together. The end result isn't a new convert or a follower. It's a whole person. Arjuna is still standing on that same battlefield, in the same terrible situation, but inside, he's no longer at war with himself.
To really get that, we have to kind of rewind a little and get crystal clear on what the Gita's purpose actually is, because it's so often misunderstood. It's not what most people think.
Look, the Gita isn't trying to sell you on a belief system. It's not just trying to make you feel cozy and comfortable. And it's definitely not asking you to turn your brain off. In fact, it's demanding the opposite, your full, undivided attention. It's a tool, like a mirror, designed to bring clarity to this universal human condition of feeling internally divided.
And this right here is the crucial point. The whole backdrop of this massive war, it's a metaphor. The real fight wasn't between the two armies. The real battle was happening right inside Arjuna's own mind. The chaos on the outside just revealed the chaos on the inside.
I mean, does any of this sound familiar? That feeling of knowing exactly what you should do, but you're just paralyzed? Or maybe you do it and then you're just eaten alive by guilt. That gap between our deep thoughts and our often shallow reactive lives, that is the fragmentation the Gita is talking about. That's the problem it sets out to solve.
Through all 18 chapters, the Gita keeps coming back to this one single unifying issue: misidentification. This is the root cause of all that fragmentation. It's the simple fundamental error of thinking that you are your job, that you are your anger, that you are your success, or that you are your failure. And we do this all the time. We mistake our role as a parent or an employee for our entire self. We feel a flash of anger and we believe it's the absolute truth of the situation. We fail at something at work and we don't think, I made a mistake, we think, I am a failure. The Gita argues that all of these things are just temporary experiences passing through you. They are not the essence of who you are. Okay, so if the problem is this deep internal confusion, what's the solution? A lot of spiritual paths would tell you to retreat. Go to a mountain, join a monastery, just leave the world behind. But the Gita's answer is, well, it's pretty radical and very different. It does not point towards an escape hatch. Right off the bat, the Gita says no. The answer isn't to run away from the messiness of life.
It doesn't tell Arjuna to just drop his responsibilities as a warrior and a leader. You don't find freedom by shirking your duties.
And finally, there's no magic trick here. No spiritual bypass where you can just float above all your problems. You have to go through them.
So this is the key. Nothing external changes. The war is still there, the difficult choices are still there, the future is still totally uncertain. The Gita's teaching doesn't change the world around you, it changes the person who is experiencing that world. Freedom is found right in the middle of the battlefield, not by running away from it.
This leads us to maybe the single most misunderstood word in the entire text: surrender. For so many of us, that word just screams weakness, giving up, blind obedience. But in the context of the Gita, it means something so much more powerful and so much more active.
The Gita makes this crucial distinction. On one hand, you've got the common idea of surrender, giving up your will. But the Gita's version is the complete opposite. It's not about losing your agency, it's about reclaiming it from the ego. It's realizing that you are responsible for your actions, but you are not in control of the outcomes. Surrender is letting go of that impossible burden of trying to control everything.
So what does this actually look like? Well, first, you act with everything you have, holding nothing back. Second, you make your choices freely, without being pushed around by fear or your desire for a specific result. And the outcome of that? That constant, exhausting strain from your ego trying to manage the universe, it just dissolves. You're left free to act, to live, to be. That is the freedom of the Gita. So, all of this was written thousands of years ago. A totally different world, a different context. Why should we even care today? Why does this ancient teaching still resonate so deeply with people?
Let's just ask the question directly. In a world of AI, global markets, and social media, what can a conversation on an ancient battlefield possibly offer us?
Well, think about our modern struggles. Burnout, anxiety, confusion about who we are. These feel like uniquely 21st century problems, right? But the Gita argues they aren't new at all. They are just the modern symptoms of that same ancient problem. Inner fragmentation. It's old confusion, just wearing new clothes. And this is why it's still so powerful. The Gita isn't a political manifesto or some grand plan for social reform. Its approach is to repair the integrity of the human being within those systems. The logic is simple. Integrated, clear-minded people naturally create better, more humane systems. Or at least they lose their need to be defined by broken ones. This just captures the spirit of the teaching perfectly. The Gita is a guide, it's a teacher, it's a tool. It's meant to be used to help you see clearly. But it's not meant to be a permanent crutch. Once its work is done, it recedes, just like Krishna, who gives Arjuna all the knowledge he needs and then says, "All right, now you decide."
And so we come full circle. What's left at the end of it all? Not a book of answers to memorize. What's left is a fundamental shift in your orientation to life. It's like being given a compass instead of a map. A map is useless when the terrain changes, but a compass always points north. You just have a new way of navigating whatever comes your way.
And this is the final thought I want to leave you with. The path of the Gita does not remove your responsibilities. In fact, it might make you take them even more seriously. But you carry them differently. You're not lighter in what you have to do. You are simply lighter in yourself, free from the crushing weight of inner conflict.